What up, peeps? I'm gonna call this video How to Not Sleep While Actually Trying. So, one of my many goals this summer was to deal with my longtime battle with insomnia. Um, it's difficult to deal with during the school year because, like, obviously you have to like wake up at 6 a.m. So imagine like having thoughts racing and also having the realization that you have to be at school like perky, like, hey everybody, what's up, at 7 a.m. It's not easy. So I thought, what better time to deal with like tackling insomnia in a healthy way without like over caffeinating in the morning than over the summer. I always say I'm gonna do this. Always. And then I get caught up in like fun activities and I don't get my goals accomplished, and then I think I'm fine because I survived the summer. I survived with like not much sleep, and then the school year rolls around and I'm like, oh crap, I am not good. So for example, last night I did everything right, which I try to typically do. I heavily meditated several times. I had my fan going, which you could probably hear in the distance. I had took melatonin. I had my little sleep mask. I had a sleep podcast playing alongside a sleep soundtrack of Heavy Rain. I had lavender incense going. I mean, like, I have like every suggestion possible. I have a body pillow, all that. I follow all of the suggestions that people say. They say like, okay, if you can't sleep after an hour, read a book and maybe take a little walk. Back to the ground, still not asleep. So one thing I'm like working on really hard is not being like super phobic about not being able to sleep. That said, I do want to be able to eventually sleep. So at 5 a.m. I said, F this, I am going to just, not even 5 a.m. Like, well, I was up officially, like giving up hope at 3 a.m. But about 4:30 a.m. I was like, okay, let's make a to-do list. And one thing I want to do with the YouTube channel is I want to get into like reaction videos, which I don't know if you're familiar with YouTube, but reaction videos are when people react. but when they watch like a TV show or a music video or whatever, and they watch it along with you, and then they react, and I really like watching them. I really like this one guy, Matty Rants. He watches a lot of like Drag Race, which is how I got into it, and Pose, and he'll just have like witty commentary, and I find it like funny to see what other people think about stuff that I like. And like people from like different backgrounds. Like I like watching, like there's this channel called Elderly People React, which I know is silly, but I like watching elderly people react to rap videos and Billie Eilish. I like seeing different people's perspectives. It's kind of like an online community and I enjoy it. Especially like when I can't sleep, which is where YouTube came in. So anyway, I rolled my happy little self to Meyer at, well, I Googled like what I would need to do reacts videos. I tried downloading an app so like I could have like some videos will have the video playing on the screen while you react, but like from what I could figure out with the like budget that I had, all the apps on iPhone are for video games, like playing. I'm sure like you've seen lots of kids are into like they'll play a video game and people watch along and show how they do different tips, whatever. Anyway, I couldn't figure that out, but I did go to Meyer and I got a tripod. I'm gonna see how this works out. I'm gonna see like how long I could film. I don't have television currently due to the fact that apparently I like to say that I'm switching cable providers by choice, but it's really because I'm flaky, and like unless a bill comes out of my account immediately, like I am not good at like mailing in checks. And so Comcast users, shut a girl down. So I'm gonna have to switch to Dish TV. So anyway, I got a couple movies to react to. I'm gonna see, this is why I'm recording this right now, to see like even if this works for 5 minutes. I'm going to react to a movie that I have been terrified yet intrigued to see, which should really help with the sleep problems, right? And that movie is the new It. So you are going to experience me watching the new It. I don't know if you watched the original It. It was scary. I watched it at a slumber party, and at 3 a.m. kindly awoke the parents of my friend and asked me to please call my parents and have me go home. I love horror movies. I have like kind of like backed away from horror movies the last few years just because like I've had like, you know, like some deaths and crazy stuff. Oh great, my crazy cat's approaching. Stuff happen where I'm like, my life's horrific enough that I don't need. Hey Maggie. She's named Maggie the cat after Cat on a Hot Tin Roof because that cat is also crazy. Like, that cat is not a cat, it's a human, it's Elizabeth Taylor, but you get my point. Tennessee Williams play. School yourself, it's a classic. So, I am going to try to react to watching a movie from my TV. You'll just hear the movie. I'm sure it may or may not be interesting to you, probably. If you haven't seen it, it won't be. But this is kind of like a trial run to see if I have what I need in order to do such things, or if I need to get like a different system going on. So it's been real, not the most entertaining video. However, I do know that the tripod works. I also know that it will not allow me to Facetune. It'll allow you to Facetune photos, and I was looking real good in the, I think it was dramatic cool tones. Not so much in just regular old daylight with 1 hour of sleep. Cheers. Just wanted you to know this is actually my favorite drink. I'm not gonna have any caffeine today because I still couldn't sleep last night, having switched from like a million Diet Cokes a day to like 1 venti coffee. So I'm wondering if I eliminate caffeine altogether, I will sleep better. I think it's also just going to be like a matter of me like getting in the habit of getting a good, well, like 5 hours straight sleep uninterrupted. But anyway, it's been real, and hopefully at the end of the summer will I not only be the physical me I want to be, I'll be the well-rested spiritual me I want to be. By spiritual, I mean my spirit is awake because I actually slept. Make sense?